Shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this update. Whether you need a domain, website, online store, whatever, make it with Squarespace. Get 10% off your first purchase when you go to squarespace.com/theknow. Welcome to The Know, I am Ashley. It is Friday, my dudes, and that means it's almost time for a weekend. We are this close to 2 days packed full of all the gaming those hours will fit in. But before we do that, some news to finish off the week. Lots of Nintendo Switch owners are saying that their machines are cracking up. Literally. Recently on Twitter, Damian McFerrin, the editor of Nintendo Life, posted pictures of his console that showed multiple cracks around the top edge. He wrote, "I don't treat it harshly, so I'm not sure where these have come from." He quickly got responses from people showing off their own damage. One Switch owner had cracks in the top right corner of their Switch, another showed off the top part of their Switch and the grill bars and the vent were completely gone. There were plenty of others, many of which showed cracks along the top part of the machine. Definitely a troubling sign. According to a poll Nintendo Life did of more than 680 gamers, the majority, 82%, weren't seeing any signs of cracks in the casing. On the other hand, up to 18% were. And if you're wondering why Bethesda keeps putting out new versions of Skyrim years and years after its 2011 release, to the point where even they're making jokes about it in their E3 presentations now, and yes, it is on Amazon Alexa, there's a good reason for that. It's because a lot of people are still playing that game. According to studio director Todd Howard, who said in an interview at Game Lab that millions of people still play the game every month. He said, "That's why we keep releasing it. If you want us to stop releasing it, stop buying it." All right, quite the candid answer. You might remember a Switch version of Skyrim released in 2017, PlayStation VR version, a standalone VR version for Windows came out this April, back in 2016. So this is years ago at this point. Howard said the game had sold at that point 30 million copies. It was Bethesda's most successful game for years until it was dethroned by Fallout 4. So yeah, I guess as long as we keep buying new versions like Chumps, they'll keep giving us new versions because they're like, "What, Chumps, you told us this is what you want." I did it anyway. It looks like the fighting game Skullgirls is headed to the Switch. An animator for developer Lab Zero Games posted a screenshot of the game running on the Switch, which definitely got a lot of people interested. A Twitter user asked if it was real, and the animator responded, "Yep, straight from the LZ panel," which is a reference to the studio's panel at Anime Expo, which is going on now. The insanely colorful Skullgirls has been around for years. It's been ported to all kinds of other platforms. Back in 2016, Lab Zero raised more than $820,000 via Kickstarter to fund future development of the game after some of its dev team was laid off. No word on a release date for Switch yet, but hey, good news for fighting game and Switch fans. Dead Island 2 was announced back in 2014, but we haven't heard much about it in recent years. It's been very, very quiet. It's led to some people to write the sequel off, but the Dead Island Twitter account says the game is actually still happening, believe it or not. The account recently posted a trailer for a mobile game called Dead Island Survivors, which prompted one Twitter user to ask, "Hey, what's going on with Dead Island 2?" And the game's Twitter responded, "What's going on is that it's in development and we won't be showing more until we're ready. Appreciate the wait is painful, but Dead Island 2 is still coming." So there you go. Like we said, it was announced in 2014. There have been some issues. In 2015, publisher Deep Silver said it had dropped the studio Jaeger, which also made Spec Ops: The Line, as developer of Dead Island 2. And then in 2016, they announced that Sumo Digital would take over development. So apparently it's still happening, so that's good news, I guess. Although I worry about it, but we'll see. A new update to Xbox One is going to let you start playing downloaded games quicker. It's called Fast Start. Microsoft announced it at its E3 briefing. It lets users start playing their game after downloading just a portion of it. So kind of like what we've already had, but they're improving it. According to a post on the official Xbox site, Fast Start works by identifying which files are needed to begin playing and prioritizes the download of those files first, enabling you to quickly jump into full fidelity gameplay while the remainder of your title downloads in the background. Now, of course, both Xbox One and PlayStation 4 already have an ability to start a game while you're downloading it, but Microsoft said in an FAQ that Fast Start will allow you to start playing even quicker, and it doesn't require any work by the game's publishers. It's currently pretty limited right now, admittedly. 23 games have the functionality, 17 on the Xbox One, including The Flame in the Flood and the Devil May Cry HD collection, as well as 3 on Xbox 360 and 3 on the original Xbox. So it'll take some time to grow, I guess. Conan Exiles, all in all, it's dong slider glory. Hey, now the best-selling game in the developer's history. Dong sliders will get you there. Funcom made the announcement on its website saying that the open-world survival game is now both the company's best-selling and fastest-selling game ever. It quickly passed Funcom's previous record holder, the 2008 MMO Age of Conan Hyborian Adventures, which sold 1.4 million units by the time it went free-to-play 3 years after its release. Conan Exiles beat that record in less than half the time. It released in early access January 2017. Its full launch was May 2018. Now it looks like Fortnite's Playground mode may be sticking around for the long haul, while developer Epic Games said recently they'll be turning it off on July 12th, which is next Thursday for those of you doing the math. It sounds like it will be returning. A post on the official Fortnite Twitch channel said, "We're working on a version where we can keep Playgrounds as a mode, not just a limited time mode." And for the next version, Epic said they're looking at adding features like aim assist for controllers, editing other players' structures, being able to highlight your teammates on the map. You know, all good features to have. The mode's gone through some very well publicized issues, but it's also been really popular, so it makes sense Epic would want to bring it back. If it wasn't enough that we were getting a Fast and Furious spin-off starring The Rock and Jason Statham, it looks like there is a damn good reason the two are teaming up. Idris Elba was just cast as the bad guy in Hobbs & Shaw. That dude's so intense. Of course, it would take Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham working together to take him down and look like really cool and flexy while they're doing it. The Rock Instagrammed that every hero needs an even greater villain and welcomed the British actor into the Fast and Furious family. Little's known about the character just yet, but Dwayne Johnson did say that he's a bad man, which you would assume with a bad guy. The film's expected to begin shooting this fall with John Wick and Deadpool 2 director David Leitch at the helm. Now, it took 39 years. Long time, but it is finally happening. We are finally getting a live-action Gundam movie. Gundam was the franchise that made mech suits super cool. Debuting first as a TV series back in 1979, Gundam branched into animated features, manga, model kits, video games, novels, was even name-checked by Japan's self-defense forces when they codenamed their advanced personal combat system Gundam. Legendary Pictures, the company behind Christopher Nolan's Batman films and the latest Godzilla and King Kong films, announced at Anime Expo they'll be bringing Gundam to life. And maybe they saw how badass it was when a Mobile Suit Gundam fought Mechagodzilla in Spielberg's Ready Player One earlier this year and decided, hey, time to put Gundam front and center in its own movie because it deserves it. As long as it's good. Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp had a big Thursday night. The superhero sequel took home $11.5 million, which is almost double the opening night take for the first Ant-Man, and a big sign the movie is going to exceed analysts' expectations. Now, to put those Thursday numbers into a little bit of perspective, because hey, perspective is important. That's more than Doctor Strange, Wonder Woman, and even Guardians of the Galaxy on their opening nights. So anything can happen, but it looks like Ant-Man and the Wasp will blow past the $80 million opening weekend estimates, and we'll find out soon enough, and we'll have the final numbers to report to you on Monday. But I saw it. It's a fun film. I liked it. We've got a discussion about it on our website if you're still trying to decide if you want to check it out. So that's there. All right, that is all the news for the roundup. That means, hey, it's weekend time. Well, we'll have some standalone news too, but after that, then it'll be weekend time. So let us know what you're playing in the comments to make sure you get all the crazy news from every corner of the internet every weekday. Like this video, and if you're new to our channel, subscribe to the know. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this update. Squarespace is your one-stop shop for establishing your own corner of the internet, whether you need a domain, website, online store, whatever. It's super easy to get started. They've got a free trial so you can check out their different design templates, see what's working for you. They've got 24/7 customer service, and they're an all-in-one platform, so there's nothing for you to install or patch or upgrade. You don't have to deal with any of it. We've used them in the past too. I actually built our holiday gift guide on Squarespace, so I've spent a lot of time with their templates, doing all the customization, using the tools, can confirm. It is very straightforward. It's easy to understand, and the templates already look really great, but if there's something that you want to get just a specific way, you totally can do that. So Big fan. If you've already got a domain but you haven't done anything with it yet, you should also know you can transfer it to Squarespace really easy so you don't have to keep track of multiple vendors. They'll even help you manage products, orders, and inventory if you're putting together an online store. So lots of options there. Try it out for free at squarespace.com. Then when you're ready to go, you can get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain by going to squarespace.com/theknow.